Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. A few days back, I posted my community tab asking you people whether you'd be interested in watching some non-bookish videos like self-development videos and such. I've been practicing some things for the past few days and I'd like to share some of my experiences which have been working out because of the things that I've been doing. So I wanted to talk about some things which I am doing on a daily basis nowadays in order to keep myself positive and energetic always, because just like for every other person, this time, the pandemic time, is really hard for me too. So I wanted to do something positive just apart from books and talk something a bit more personal to you guys. So I'm going to share 10 things that I'm doing on a daily basis or regularly in order to keep myself positive and motivated, because if I'm not positive, I'll not be able to make videos which look at least decent. Just like for most people, 2020 was a really bad year for me also, but towards the end it became so worse. So I wanted to change things in my mind first of all in order to change the things around me. So I started adopting certain things which I wanted to do for quite a while. In this video, I'll be sharing with you some of those things which I've been doing for quite a while now that help me be positive no matter what happens. Also, I want to tell you guys that these are not the only 10 things that you can do in order to keep yourself positive and motivated. I'm sure different things work for different people. Don't hesitate to leave the things that you practice in the comments below. It might help one person or another for sure. So without any further ado, let's get into the things right away. The first thing which I want to tell you guys is that start meditating, okay? I know when I say start meditating, it might feel so usual and you might also think that everyone says the same thing and it is not also very easy to do. How can I practice it? Okay, trust me, I also had the same thought that meditating is difficult because it requires your focus and concentration, but it is not that tough at all. I started trying meditation last year in 2020, but I did not do it on a regular or consistent basis. But this year I made a commitment for myself that I'll meditate for at least 10 or 20 minutes every day, no matter what happens. That's the only commitment that I made, and I should say I've been following that pretty well for the past 3 to 4 months, and it has had a really positive impact on me as a person and the things that I'm doing as a whole. The one thing which I've experienced a lot after I've started meditating is that I've started to notice when I have positive thoughts and negative thoughts. That's something which is very important because your thoughts are going to impact your emotions, and that's how you're going to feel physically as well as mentally at the same time. So if you have good thoughts, it's always better to make them magnified and increase them. And if you're having negative thoughts, I'm not saying you to cut them off and just start thinking something else, because that's not how our mind works, right? While we are thinking something, it's definitely going to go on like a chain reaction. We are going to think things that are related to it continuously. What you should do when you have negative thoughts is that identify that it is a negative thought, okay? If you're going to just try to escape from it, it's not going to leave you. So acknowledge that it's a negative fact. Okay, I'm feeling like this. What can I do for this? Just ask yourself the question whether you can solve it then itself. If you can't change it, then it's not a problem to be worried about at that moment also. So meditate, it will definitely make you more mindful, and that will definitely have a really positive impact on yourself as well as the people surrounding you. The second one is another thing thousands and thousands of people are telling you to do on the internet, and it is journaling. Okay, when it comes to journaling, I'm not an expert or anything. I'm a very little beginner, so I do like 2 to 3 different types right now, but I'm not sure that I'm well versed in order to talk about them to you guys. You can definitely check out other videos if you're more interested in journaling. I just want you to do one thing if you're interested in journaling from today, okay? So after you finish watching this video itself started, it's so simple, okay? Just take up a fresh notebook that looks beautiful for your eyes and write down 3 things that you're very grateful for and thankful for that you experienced today, okay? That's all. That's the journaling that you want to do as a beginner. Try doing this every night just before you go to sleep. Trust me, in a month or two, I'm sure that your thoughts will become a lot more positive, because while going to sleep, you go in with that grateful mind, and definitely that gratitude will reflect in your life in a hugely positive way, and it'll change things for sure. Number 3 is something that is going to sound very fancy, but trust me, it is the easiest thing to do of all the things that I'm going to talk about today, and it is self-care, okay? Self-care is nothing so specific that you have to do it in this way only. Anything that you find happiness in that does not harm anyone, including yourself, that's self-care, okay? Dedicate 30 to 45 minutes of every day for self-care, okay? For example, if you ask me, there are 2 things which I consider as self-care for myself. The first one is reading, okay? When I sit down and read, there's nothing else that's going on in my mind. I'm totally in that book, in that page, okay? With those characters, the reality doesn't exist, okay? I just switch the world off and switch the book on, and I'm experiencing a totally different life from the one that I have already. All the problems that I have during that particular time is definitely toned down multiple levels, and it helps me concentrate a lot more on myself and enhances my mood. Self-care can be different for different people, okay? You might be a person who likes wearing makeup. That's a type of self-care. You might like gardening. That's a type of self-care. You might like to play with your pet. That's a different type of self-care. All these things which don't harm anyone but just give you pleasure and positivity in a specific way is your self-care. So do it at least for half an hour or 45 minutes every day. The fourth thing is something which might be difficult for some people to follow, but trust me, if you do this, you'll definitely start feeling a lot good about yourself. And it is that try to not follow that many celebrities and influencers on social media like Instagram and Facebook, and start following artists and creators whom you respect and love a lot. Okay, for example, I'm not trying to promote anyone here. I'm just saying that instead of following celebrities, you can just go forward and follow some photography pages or some book-related bookstagram pages, something like that, because these are some things which will speak to your soul. I'm not saying you to follow celebrities and influencers, because the lifestyle that they have and the lifestyle that we have as a general public is not the same. Okay, in terms of wealth I'm speaking, with the amount of money that we have and they have, the things that we can do are totally different. In order to not make yourself feel less and feel good and feel one with each other, try and follow more creators and artists rather than influencers and celebrities in social media, because trust me, that will have a really good impact on you. Number 5 is watch something happy. I know all of us out here are fans for different things, but I'm sure there's not even a single person who's watching this video also who doesn't like to laugh. Okay, so try and find some show which is your type and start watching it. The longer the show is, the better it's for you, because while you sit down and watch the show, it's going to make you feel happy, and whatever you do after watching that show, you're going to carry on that mood at least subconsciously and start working. It will definitely bring down all the negativity that you have surrounding yourself, that you created because of various reasons which everyone has for themselves. But trust me, if you start watching something happy and something which makes you feel happy, it will definitely change your mood. Number 6 is something that you have to do physically, and trust me, it's not even difficult. Okay, you can do it anytime unless you're sleeping, and it is, you have to just look out for 2 things to check whether you're stressed or not. Check your jaw and check your breath. Okay, if your breath is faster than you think it is, there's a huge probability that you are stressed. And the second one, check your jaw. Okay, if your jaw is so clenched, that is, you're keeping all your teeth tight together and your mouth is just shut so hard, it means that you are stressed and you are like intensely focused on something. And you can definitely unclench your jaw and breathe for some time. Okay, breathe for some time, take in the pure oxygen. While you breathe slowly and deeper, it'll make your blood circulation even more better, and as a result of that, physically you'll start feeling happier. The second one is to unclench your jaw. Okay, if you keep your jaw so clenched, you'll end up having headaches so often. Okay, I noticed this many times in the past 3 to 4 months, and nowadays I'm checking myself whether my jaw is so clenched or not. And if you do unclench your jaw and breathe a lot more slowly and deeply, it'll physically make you happier, and it's just a shortcut compared to most of the other things which I talked about before. Number 7 is something I'm sure all of you guys will like, and it is listen to some music. Okay, I'm sure rather than words, music can easily talk to your soul and soothe it very easily. And also remember one thing, during times like this, try not to listen to anything that's sad. Okay, even though if you like it with your heart, sad things will definitely make you sadder, and it's not necessary right now. You just want to make yourself feel happy and more positive in order to keep yourself together and also help the people around you. So try and listen to something very positive and uplifting. There are many songs out there which are encouraging and upbeat, if you ask me. It need not even be encouraging, if you ask me. It just needs to be like a dance number, very peppy, and it just has to boost your mood the instant you start listening to it. I'm sure everyone has at least a single song like that. If not, just search on YouTube. Okay, after watching this video, go search on YouTube for some upbeat music and listen to it when you feel down. I'm sure music will instantly put you into a positive mood and things will get better little by little. Number 8 is something which you have to do as groups. Okay, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're most probably from India, and if you're from India, most probably you're with your family or your friends if you're living alone. One thing which you have to do as a family or as a group is that try and talk more positive things rather than the effects of the pandemic in your locality. Okay, I'm sure most times it's just going to be something bad as a result of the pandemic that's going on in your circle, and you need not ruminate on that and make things even more sad and even more negative. I'm sure if you're having older parents or grandparents at home, they will have some people whom they are related to or they are friends with pass away so recently because of the pandemic. I do have parents, they are a bit aged, and they do have friends who have passed due to the pandemic very recently, and just in order to take them out of that mindset and make them feel even more positive and hopeful, we are the people who have to talk and initiate some things which are positive. And I'm sure if you start talking positive, you'll definitely attract a lot more positive things to you, not COVID positive. Okay, you'll just attract a lot more positive stuff and positive vibrations towards you, and as a result of that, everything will become better and happier in the future. Number 9 is something which everyone can do. at any point in time. Okay, when you feel so anxious or so overwhelmed, try to concentrate on the silence that is there. Okay, no matter how much chaotic your environment is, there will be some amount of silence in some level somewhere, okay, deep within you. If you just go still and try to concentrate on that silence, I'm sure this anxiety will just dissipate like smoke into the atmosphere, and you will definitely not even have the thought of having that anxiety in the first place. So try and focus on the stillness in order to just liberate yourself from that anxiety and overwhelming thoughts, because I'm sure when you're working alone, when you're not with your colleagues or when you're not with your friends, in case you're studying, there will be thousands and thousands of thoughts that will be going on in your head continuously, no matter what you try. So if it gets overwhelming or so anxious at points, try and focus and put your attention on that stillness or that silence that's within you. It will definitely help you a lot. The last tip is especially for workaholics and people who cannot sit idle like me. Okay, it is that I'm sure if you're working or if you're studying, you'll have some kind of problem in some little thing that's going on with your work or with your studies. Try to focus all this negative thoughts that are going on in your mind and accumulate it to one point and focus it on that thing that is bothering you in work or in study. I'm sure this negative thought that you've been having for quite a while will disappear, and also the thing that has been causing you problems in work or in study will also disappear, making many good things happen to you. Trust me, okay, I've done this many times in college, especially because I did not like my college time, and anytime I had some bad thoughts or anger or sadness, always I directed it towards my study, and it has always helped me a lot. So if you're at work, try to focus it on your work, and if you're studying, please do try and focus that on your studying, because it'll definitely help you as well as dissipate these negative thoughts. Yes guys, that's all for today, and these are not just the 10 things that you can do in order to make yourself feel positive and even more good. There are multiple other ways also. Don't feel shy to share the things that you are doing in order to make yourself feel even more positive and better in the comments below. I'm sure it will help some other people who are looking into the comments. So yes guys, thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.